Hello and welcome to ETTO's Catch Up. I'm Will.
I'm Josh.
And on today's show, we see if we're right.
That's pretty much it. I got nothing to add to that.
No.
I also didn't think of one, so
No.
that's fine.
It's not about you. Although it is. It's Happy
true.
birthday.
Oh, thank you so much. That's great.
How was your birthday, Josh?
It was great. So at time of recording, yesterday was my birthday. I had some of my family come down. So my parents came down. My sister surprised me, as I have previously surprised her, which was very good. So she was here for a couple of days, not on my birthday, but up until Saturday night. She had to go back to her own family and had some other things to do as well.
Yeah.
But we got a few days. We went to the Queen Vic markets, just my sister and I, on Friday, so I got the day off. Which is cool. On Saturday, we did a bunch of stuff, but kind of the main the two highlights. We went bowling. Yep. Freaking love bowling. So we went bowling, and at the same place that the bowling place was, it's like I don't know if it's a Westfield, but it's a big shopping center called High Point in Melbourne. Recently that has just opened like Tom's Confectionery Factory or something. Yep. And it's I think they say it's the biggest lolly store in Australia.
Sick.
Just opened about 40 minutes away from me.
Awesome.
It's terrifying. But it's great. It was just really cool. They have a lot of like things that look like hard plastic, and when you touch them, they're like foam. Like kind of like squishy, like a stress ball foam. Yep. That sort of thing. It's kind of weird. Like big animatronic, like moving dinosaurs, like a T-Rex.
Yeah, but they're actually
huge
soft.
T-Rex. But you touch them and they're actually soft, but like their tails are going back and forth quite fast as well.
Yeah, okay.
So if you're like pretty much any taller than I am, your head's going to get hit by this thing.
Wow.
Because it was probably about that much, like waving that much above my head. Like, a couple of inches, 5 centimeters above my head.
That explains the foam. They're like, look, you'll probably get hit, so we might as well make them soft.
Pretty much. And then I didn't see anyone actually do it, but right in the middle of the store is a giant ball pit. And it's not just to like jump in and play for kids or whatever. Yep. They have kind of like almost like a stretcher that you lay on, like a short stretcher that you lay on your chest. Yeah. So only like your kind of torso and maybe your legs are on it, and your head and arms can go over the sides. Yep. And they crane you out onto it, and I think you become like a claw in a claw machine.
Yeah, right. So you're grabbing for stuff.
I don't know what's in there that you can like win. I don't know what the point of it is. But it's cool. Whatever it is, it's like I've never seen that in a shop.
And for
I've
adults.
never seen that like full stop.
Yeah.
But it's very cool. A lot of it is like imported American lollies and stuff, and European and stuff. So they do have some Starbursts.
Yeah, cool.
We tried them today. It's just not the same. No. They don't have like your fruit gummies and things like that, unfortunately. But there are some others that we didn't buy that are just kind of like I think they did have the like wrapped squares. Yep. Which were pretty good back in the day as well.
That was
They're like the standard ones. Yeah. But I love the gummies, and they don't have them.
Your ability to your connoisseur nature of sugar is crazy, because I cannot tell you the difference between Coke, between Pepsi, between Starburst, between all natural confectionery. It all just tastes like sugar. So it's wild that you can find the difference.
Absolutely.
It's a talent.
Oh man. Coke and Pepsi situation is coming up later in this podcast. I'll tell you that. It's something has changed in me, and I don't know if I'll ever be the same. And it's weird. It's sort of, I'm a little sad about it, but it's fine.
What a tease!
That's right. But yeah, it was really fun. Like, I got a birthday cake Kit Kat.
Cool.
which is very cool. So they just have like random flavor things, like, you know, stuff that's only in America, but they've got it here. Unfortunately, there's, you know, obviously an import tax, so everything's just a little more expensive than you'd want it to be.
Yep.
Yeah. My sister bought for my brother-in-law, who's currently like looking into the you know, the interest rate rises and all the finances around the world currently. He's not usually like this, but apparently he's just gotten super into it lately. Yeah. She bought him a chocolate bar called the Inflation Bar, and on it has $3.99 crossed out $5.99.
Amazing.
It's very good.
Is it a specific taste or is it all in the branding?
I have no idea. Bar. I feel like it's probably just a chocolate bar.
Awesome.
Yeah, so good. And then yesterday for my actual birthday, we booked some tickets to go to something that's just recently opened, I think, in the last couple of weeks at Melbourne Central, called Monopoly Dreams.
Yeah, explain this one.
Yeah, so it's an immersive Monopoly experience. Where you go in and you go in an elevator. It looks like an elevator, but it doesn't go anywhere. And there's like screens on the sides that make you look like you're going, and like stuff's vibrating. The lights are like flickering and stuff. And then the doors open and you go into Mr. Monopoly's office, where you're greeted with him sitting behind his desk. It's just a video, but and he like talks to you and welcomes you. And it's basically just like a bunch of games and interactive things to do. Yeah. The staff are just standing around, like, you know, manning the games and stuff. And while you're waiting, they ask you trivia questions about Monopoly, most of which, if you actually like looked at a lot of the things and like read plaques about when it opened and that, you know, one of them was what was Monopoly board, what were some Monopoly boards used for in World War II? It was like people gifted them to, you know, sent them to prisoners of war, which actually had tools to break them out.
Good.
Hidden inside them and stuff like that.
Does that mean that Monopoly, they predated cakes? They'd never made cakes before, so they couldn't put things in cakes.
Yeah,
Monopoly
so they had to put
cakes.
it in. Maybe I think it may have. Yeah,
that would have been on the clock.
So yeah, it would have been. So it started in 1935 was the first Monopoly board. Yeah. So I guess cakes probably came a little after that.
Yeah. No one had a birthday before then, because otherwise, how would you know?
That's right. No Maybe cake. They like you put a candle in like a birthday ham.
Oh, I thought Monopoly.
Or that could work.
You just stab it through the board. Pass go.
Like
Pass go actually originated because that's when they started working out birthdays. When you pass go, that means you've celebrated another year.
Nice.
You've made it around the board.
Made it around the board once. Very good. I love it.
It's crazy they just gave kids $200 though in the 1940s.
every year.
Yeah.
Like no one could afford it back then.
No, but they're
pre 1935. Like
crazy.
Jeez, instant millionaires, essentially.
Yeah.
They would hand out Monopoly money, which then you could exchange at the end for a voucher for their souvenir shop and cafe.
Yeah, cool.
And there's a whole bunch of different things that you could interact with to get more Monopoly money. There was literally like a one of the fan cash rooms where the fans like blow cash around and you got to try and catch it and stuff.
Yeah.
So did one of those. They had a 4D cinema. It wasn't the 3D part wasn't great, but the 4D was fun.
What did they do?
There's a lot of like air blowing on the back of your on the back of your neck. There was a lot of mist being sprayed in your face.
Yep.
And the chairs were like rocking back and forth and around.
Yeah, cool.
It was basically a thief had stolen the community chest. And
Sick.
You were driving around and flying around and with Mr. Monopoly to try and get it back.
Nice.
So just going around Monopoly City. But it was just a lot of fun. There was a lot of like random mini games and things to interact with and quizzes and stuff. Your ticket, your QR code would be your like entry into everything. So you could do everything once.
Yeah, okay.
You could play some of the other games and stuff that didn't get you money more than once, but anything that had there was a lot of interactive screens and stuff that would give you rewards on that QR code, and then at the end you like go to the cafe and they scan it and they're like, oh, you've got, we had about $10, I think, in the end.
Yeah.
Of Monopoly money and rewards.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a donut, a muffin, and a Coke Zero.
Wow.
For free. It cost us
That's awesome.
Well, for free after, spending $50 a ticket.
Yeah. That's still
to
pretty
go
good.
have this experience. But it was really fun. It was really, really cool.
Yeah.
So if you're in Melbourne at any point soon and you're around Melbourne Central, go check it out. Grab
cool.
a friend, grab a partner, grab a family member.
Is it a space that they theme on the reg? Like, is this just the Monopoly version of whatever that space is?
Yeah, I don't know. I've
not heard of this before, but
yeah, it's a huge space down there.
Yeah, right.
But it's like right down the bottom. Do you know where Zing, the level that Zing was on in Melbourne Central?
Yeah,
it was like down there.
Yeah, right.
I don't remember there being anything like exciting and fun down there.
No.
Really, like it's across the road from a Priceline pharmacy and a glasses store. Sorry to all the Priceline stands out there that love going every weekend.
Everyone part of the sister club. Rise up.
That's it. Exactly. But it's like, right down the bottom of Melbourne Central. I think we spent probably close to 2 hours down there.
That's pretty good.
Like in there, it was really cool. It was good fun.
That's it. I also did I guess not interactive, but in a similar kind of immersion based thing.
Yes.
I went out to Parramatta to Zero Latency, one of the VR centers. It was very good. It was a very cool experience. Sam and his mate Jaden does a lot of promo stuff, and so he got invited out there to shoot a little Instagram thing, and was like, "We need buddies," and I was like, "That sounds great." And I can be a buddy. And I think we played through like 4 different games. And it was really good. The dude just wants promo. So he was like, play as much, talk about it as much. That's what I'm doing.
Awesome. Yeah.
And it was really good. It was the kind of expected things of a VR. There was, I think, 2 of the 4 were zombie based. Shooting gallery kind of stuff. And one of them was a fun team-based, objective-based thing, which was really sick. It was like 3v3. Kind of
cool.
Capturing objectives and stuff like that. And all very cool. All super surprising that you don't actually run into people when you're doing it. Because you're in it's still a pretty small space. It's not a huge space. But just being, I guess, a gamer and having the kind of spatial awareness of where things are in a video game, you're able to keep track of, that's a body. I obviously won't go near that body. And so I'm sure anyone that's not played a video game before would struggle a heap, because they would struggle like with the concept of controls and in a gaming space, and then they would just struggle with just existing in a VR world. For sure. Yeah, it was a whole team of guys that knew what they were doing, and it was really good. The only part that I injured myself was one of the first one we played, which I can't remember what it was called, split everyone off into 2 teams, which is so wonderful because it means that there are 2 groups of 4 just walking in 2 opposite sides of this room doing their own thing. Right. And then just by the nature of how the map is designed, we come together into a big gallery, which is awesome.
Yeah, nice.
And in that space, there were kind of ramps up and over areas and stuff, and everyone was starting to get momentum up and enjoying it. And I got to the point where I was basically running around and shooting stuff, and it was super sick. And I'd already gone up and over it before, but now I was moving fast. And so my body told me that's a ramp. And so I kind of leapt, and my leg was like, my leg just crumpled underneath me, because it was like, where the fuck was the ramp? We were supposed to have an incline. And so my leg was prepared to be higher than the other one, and so it kind of just it was like missing a step, basically.
So there's a ramp
in the game,
visually. There's a ramp, but not in real life.
Not in real life.
Oh, that's trippy. That sucks.
Yeah.
Okay. Because if they put it in there, like if they drag one in,
that would be cool.
Actually get raised up and stuff like that. Then that would be very cool. But okay. Oh, yeah.
which sucked. That was the only time. I don't think I ever did that again. There's a few times I heard just a clatter of plastic where someone's obviously just ran straight into someone. Big recommend if you have one near you. Get some mates together and have a go. It's very cool.
So good.
It's very cool. Have we caught up?
I think we've caught up.
Shall we continue to do that?
Let's continue to kind of do the news.
Yeah,
sort
it's sort of a news.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Keep that in.
That was amazing. Hard cut.
That was so good. Man,
these folk, they're just going to continue to fall apart until we're done.
It knows that we're not doing the news.
Yeah. It's like, well,
it's just like, nah.
I don't belong here.
That's right.
We've got news. There are newses to talk about. The Game Awards happened last Friday. We kind of predicted some stuff. So we're going to go through the awards in a second and see how much we got right. Not great. But before that, there was also a bunch of game announcements that you weren't watching along, so you missed a bunch of these.
I did. I honestly don't know if I have seen any of them. The only thing I'm aware of, which it was not part of the Game Awards, but GTA 6 got announced. It looks very good.
Yeah.
It looks like a lot of fun.
Yep.
I'm keen to play that in... who's to say?
They
maybe
say
just over just over a year, maybe 2 years time. Who knows?
Yeah, they didn't get another look in, which is interesting. It could have had another gameplay moment or something, but it did not.
Yeah, totally.
Josh, you're a big fan of this franchise, Monster Hunter Wilds. You love some Monster Hunter. We'll kick off the 6th generation of Monster Hunter in 2025, and guess what?
Yeah.
It looks like more Monster Hunter.
Nice.
Nothing going on there.
But if it's not on my phone, I probably won't play it.
No, not on your phone or billboards across Japan.
That's right.
Otherwise, why play?
It's probably on billboards across Japan.
That's true.
But I won't know.
No, because you aren't in Japan.
Yes.
Hideo Kojima, you know him.
I know that guy.
Crazy dude.
Death Stranding 2?
Well, that's what I expected it to be, but it's his new Xbox project, exclusive on the Xbox, which is titled OD, and all we really got was faces of actors and actresses and stuff that are in the game. It's Sophia Lillis, who was in It and Dungeons & Dragons, the Doric, like the elf lady.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
It's her. Hunter Schafer.
What was the other thing you said? Dungeons and Dragons and
It. She was the kid in that. Yeah.
Right. Gotcha.
Yeah, I think that's all I know. I don't think she's in anything else.
Fair.
Hunter Schafer, who is an actress that has been in a bunch of stuff, most recently the latest Hunger Games film, which I'm still...
I know the name.
Yeah. You've definitely seen the face. And Udo Kier, who I looked up, I think I've seen him in things. He was in our favorite film released in, I want to say 2017, Downsizing. We adored that film.
Best movie.
Best film. We understood every minute of that. And definitely wouldn't have preferred to watch Jumanji 2 at that moment in time.
That was a great choice.
They showed those faces, and then he came out through a door, and it basically looks a lot like PT. A lot of the dressing looks like PT. It looks like he's... Which is very ironic because PT was an exclusive demo on the PlayStation, and now it's potentially going to be an Xbox game, which is pretty funny.
That's great. I like that.
That, we didn't get much more information apart from the fact that it is much more than a game, and considering his previous game, it's probably true. It's probably just a movie with some...
That's true, yeah. Because I'm like, that game was pretty much a game.
Yeah. I guess it's not more than...
Yeah. Like I get what you're saying because it is, it's a game and a movie, and it's mostly a movie. But like the advertising for it felt like the advertising for Starfield, where it was like, this is going to change the landscape of video games forever. Yeah, and it's like, whoa, it's a courier simulator.
Yeah, they put ladders in the landscape. It did change the landscape technically.
That's true.
You could build bridges. Technically, it did change landscape, but maybe not the gaming
landscape. Yeah.
And not the gaming landscape.
It's a good point.
We also got God of War Ragnarok Valhalla.
I heard about this.
Which is the roguelite wave mode. Free DLC.
Is that what that is?
That's all that is.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. It's not story.
That's really disappointing.
Yeah.
I'm really sad. I was very keen for that.
No, it's just using assets and chucking them in a horde mode kind of thing.
That's super disappointing.
The weird thing is though that I don't know why they've done this. Assassin's Creed Valhalla's DLC was Ragnarok. This game's DLC Ragnarok is Valhalla.
Oh yeah,
which is very confusing.
What the heck?
So that tripped me up when I saw that happen.
That's great. I love that.
But yeah, sadly not much to that. Biggest one for us is of course Marvel's Blade, which is coming to us from Arcane.
Yeah, I didn't even watch the trailer for that. But
it's a very pretty trailer.
Ooh,
it's very kind of Spider-Verse-y. It's kind of on ones. It's for some of it, and there's some nice cell shading. Whether that comes through in the game, maybe it may be kind of as stylized as like a Deathloop, because Deathloop had a little bit of a look to it that was outside of the usual stuff. But yeah, Arcane,
do we know much about it? Is it like a first-person zombie slicer?
Yeah. Well, no, that's the interesting thing as well. It's a third person, which Arcane aren't really known for. They're usually first person, so it's a departure. But it is from the studio, from the developer studio. It's not specifically the studio that worked on Redfall, but not great with vampires, and now they're mainlining the one vampire and not the one vampire. But I'm sure this game will go on the pile with like the Captain America, Black Panther game, the Iron Man game, just games that'll never come out, just sit on a pile somewhere.
Yeah. Sadly.
One that I think will tickle you, it tickled me a lot.
Tickle me, Will.
Was Sega announced 5 new games.
Oh.
Well, new is a strong word, but they are ground up video games, completely fresh. First one, Jet Set Radio. Brand new.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Brand new Jet Set
one.
Yes. It says that was the splash screen was 5 new games, not remaster, not remake. I guess you can just say Jet Set Radio, like Forza can say Forza Motorsport. Like you can.
Yeah.
A new game can just be that.
I wonder if they've done that because of Bomb Rush Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah.
Like because of the love for that, they're like, all right.
I guess people want
Let's make some money.
Well, they definitely were looking to make money because there's also Shinobi, a Golden Axe, a new Streets of Rage, and a new Crazy Taxi, along with other games.
Wow.
Yet to be announced, which
That's
is crazy.
Yeah, new Crazy Taxi, new... There was another one. Streets of Rage.
Yeah.
There's another one.
Golden Axe and Shinobi.
Golden Axe is the other one that I've definitely heard of. I think I've heard of that through burgers. I think video game... themed burger bars sometimes have a burger called the Golden Axe.
I wasn't sure if you actually meant consumption or there was a podcast called Burger.
No. Like actual burgers.
Yeah.
It's often like I've seen that. I think it was the one in Melbourne, 8-Bit. I think 8-Bit had a Golden Axe burger and like Double Dragon.
Oh, yeah.
Which was like a double patty burger and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The One Up, which was a mushroom burger.
Yeah, 8-Bit was great. Really just died a quick death though. Really just disappeared.
And now it's called Beast now.
Yeah, right.
It has nothing to do with Beast Burger, but it's a burger chain. Or it's B East. It's B.East.
B to the East.
B to the East.
Hello Games also showed off a new game.
Ooh.
And this one you'll enjoy. Definitely check out all the trailers for these after the pod. But Hello Games, the man himself, Sean Murray, was on stage.
Nice. The eye there, you were like...
What's his name?
Where is it? I can see it accessing.
Yeah. It's weird how the brain works when it does. They showed off a new game, and it is basically just fantasy No Man's Sky. There's dragons, there's goblins.
Cool.
It's an open world online multiplayer fantasy game. Is
amazing.
Basically the sell. And it's called Light No Fire. So the no's still in there.
Yeah, and their other game was The Last Campfire.
They're What
are they doing over there?
They're not very original.
It's so weird.
It's very cool. It looks neat, and hopefully they've learnt all the lessons they need to learn for this to
Fingers
work.
crossed. Yeah, awesome.
Not many release dates on these things, especially the ones I've said so far. Next one, though, specifically was a release date, Skull and Bones, February 16th next year, maybe.
I honestly thought that had come out.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple of years ago.
Well, they did the huge, I think at E3 last year, they did or Games Fest or whatever. They did the whole thing where they were in like a volume with a boat and everything. They're like, next year, ready to go. And then it just didn't come out.
Yeah. So what was the date for that? February?
Feb, yeah.
Cool. I'm not playing that.
No, I know. Who's going to?
I don't know.
No one's playing Sea of Thieves. It's not even like there's a hype train leading into it of people that are keen for more of this. It's like everyone's done.
Yeah.
Ubisoft's weird. Like, are they also... I haven't seen that Beyond Good and Evil 2 died. I think that's still somewhere.
Yeah, because I'm going to talk about a thing a little later.
Okay.
But I have spoken about the retro gaming handheld. I specifically went and found Beyond Good and Evil 1. I don't know if it's even going to work on the console.
Yeah.
Time will tell. But yeah, I specifically went and sought that out because I'm like, oh yeah,
that's a game.
Beyond Good and Evil 2's meant to come out at some point. That Joseph Gordon-Levitt was meant to be part of it. Was that project?
Yeah. That he was part of it and crowdfunded all the content that was going to be in the game and stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
Ubisoft's weird, man. Ubisoft's odd. One that tickled Gus, he was sitting next to me and I think he just stood up and I'm like, wait, is a game called Jurassic Park Survival, which is an action survival game that is, interestingly, how much it will take from it, who knows, a revival of a cancelled action game from the early 2000s, which was called Jurassic Park Survival and was going to be published by Konami. So it's like a thing. But it also seems to be very based in the first movie. Don't Nod, the creators of Life is Strange, revealed their new IP. It's called Lost Records, Bloom and Rage. This might shock you, but it's a story game that focuses on two friends that reunite after decades, and there's some weird fantasy shit in it. Shock.
Who would have thought?
No way.
Crazy.
I wish I liked the look of these and everything about them, but it just never worked for me.
Yeah. I'm very not interested. And the fact that they're doing the same thing again.
Yeah.
Nah.
I'm all right.
Nah.
This was really weird. This was literally, Jeff was like, hello, welcome to the Game Awards. I'm a man that doesn't know how to present things, but I made these, so I'm here every year. Hey, I'm Jeff Keighley. And then he's like, and now I'm going to hand it over to Matthew McConaughey. I was like, well, excuse me?
Oh, okay.
All right. And literally he came out and was like, all right. I'm like, okay, buddy.
Did he really?
Yeah, I respect you for embracing it, but it's getting boring.
Yeah. Oh, man.
He came out to present a new game from the ex-BioWare developers. It's called Exodus, and it looks shit.
Oh.
It just kind of looks like a bad Returnal, and even Returnal was pretty bad, so it's like...
Oh.
There's nothing to it. Also, he's like, I'm very excited to be in this game. It's the first game I haven't been in a game before. And then he just doesn't... He's not in the trailer. And so everyone's like, what are you talking about, man?
That's so funny. Like, you would expect maybe he would be in like a little post cut.
Yeah.
Like you just hear him.
Oh, it's Matthew. Oh, you just say, all right.
From the shadow. Yeah, from the shadows, just like really evil. Just, all right.
Oh my God, he's sinister.
Oh my gosh, he's there.
Yeah. Nah, he's just not in it at all. It's like,
that's so weird.
Yeah. So it doesn't look interesting, but it'll come out eventually.
Maybe.
Maybe. Who knows if any of these games... A game that should have come out already, because... already. Because no one cares anymore, is Hellblade Senua's Saga. Remember when there was a sequel to Hellblade? And it was going to be a launch title for the Xbox Series X.
I also thought that was already out.
No.
I thought that came out this year, and I thought that I'd missed it because I hadn't finished the first one yet.
No, it's just still not
weird.
Out. They brought out the actress, and she was like, hey, I'm here. And everyone's like, yep, you are. And
What a delivery. It's just the crowd in unison. Yep, you are.
Yeah.
Thousands of people.
And then she was like, and it's going to come out sometime in 2024. It's like, fucking
great.
hell.
Come
Why? Good on them for continuing, I guess.
At least I still have time to play and finish that game.
That's true. That's true. You'll be able to do it. And at least all those developers still have jobs, I guess. Because that's kind of going around.
Yeah. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
I had to explain some stuff to my mum this week about that sort of situation.
Yeah.
I'm like, Mum, I'm not going to find a new job.
Yep.
Because if I did, I would be the first to go. But if I stay where I am, I'll be the last to go.
Yep.
So I'm not going anywhere.
So tight. Speaking of the Australian games industry, Big Walk is the next game from House, the creators of Untitled Goose Game.
Great.
It looks very sweet. They've got a
Big
2025 Big Walk. It's so fucking modern.
I need to look into this now.
Yeah.
It's the only one I'm looking up.
Yeah, good. It's an interesting mix. They've gone for a photoreal Australiana outback with like pitch perfect kookaburras and outback noises, and then you meet the characters you're playing, which are just shapes.
The characters look like both the drinking bird, the tilting drinking bird little things that you can get.
Yep.
And also Pingu.
Yeah.
Newt.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Looks really cool.
It looks weird.
Yeah.
Like you were right. It is photorealistic Australia with shapes.
With just shapes.
Just hard colored shapes.
It's such a diversion from like the beautiful art style of Untitled Goose Game. So
yeah.
Go for it. See what happens.
Very interesting. Have some fun. Who cares?
A couple of short ones to round us out as well. We've got a remake of Brother, A Tale of Two Sons,
nice.
which is pretty cool. That one's dropping Feb next year, which is not too bad. It's a pretty chunky month. You can get your Skull and Bones, you can get your Brother and Two Tails, and you can get some Suicide Squad in you. It's a pretty chunky month. We also got the announcement of Pony Island 2, Panda Circus, which is pretty cool.
Great.
No release date on that one, but just a general, he's doing it.
Pony Island was wild. Kind of want to go back and play it again. That was great.
I hope they still keep it short and to the point.
Yes.
Don't bloom it out too much.
Definitely.
That's pretty much everything. There was also like Final Fantasy DLC, lots of stuff that we don't really know about, but that's kind of the big hits for us. And then there were the awards, Josh.
Nice. Of course.
To be fair,
the secondary to the Game Awards,
this year, yeah. There was a 30-second limit for everyone that came up to talk about.
Oh my gosh, jeez!
Yeah, in a year where people are being fired left, right, and center, didn't look good. There was
bad.
Someone literally took a photo, and there was a big thing that would go on the prompter, and it would say, "Please wrap it up," and because people were there, they just filmed it and timed it. And it was literally 30 seconds into a speech. It was like, stop talking now. It's like,
that's insane. Yeah. That's crazy.
It's not going on television. Like, unless the theater is going to explode if they go over, there's literally no reason why they need to wrap up speeches.
Yeah. You're not trying to keep it within a time limit for any reason whatsoever.
No, it's so wild.
It's so strange.
Matthew McConaughey spoke longer than the winners of awards. That's insane.
That sucks. Sucks.
But and again, like they do every year, they're like, Jeff just gets up there and rattles through like 20 awards in a minute, and it's like,
of course, yeah.
What the fuck, man?
Like no one cares.
Yeah. It's wild. So we'll do that again now.
Nice.
The esports event, we voted for Evo with all the esports knowledge that we have. League of Legends won, which maybe we should have known. League of Legends.
We should have guessed.
Yeah.
I also just want to quick shout out to Dolphin for writing all these down for us, so we didn't have to.
Yep. Just copy and pasted. Thank you, Dolphin.
Thanks, Dolphin.
You did what we said. And that's why we like you.
That's it.
Nothing. Not that you're a nice guy or anything.
Puppeteering.
Yeah.
Puppeteering everyone.
We pull
Speaking
your
of, I just want to say I'm so proud of us for bringing this community together because we've had Dolphin Pants and Dingo go and see a movie together.
Yeah.
Now we've also had BMAC and Joshu go see a movie together. It's
see
so
Wonka.
cool.
It's
I
very
love
sweet.
this. It's so cool. It's so fun.
We're forcing those friendships to happen.
So
We're
good.
pulling your strings.
That's it. We're puppeteering you all.
And we apparently puppeteered at least one win because esports coach, we nailed Christine Portici.
Portici!
Congratulations.
Hell yeah.
We made that happen.
Very good.
We didn't get esports team. We guessed Fnatic. It went to GG Gaming. Damn.
Dang.
Esports athlete. I should have known this because I've cut a lot of esports things. We guessed Hydra, a faker one.
Sure.
I only know because I've cut a lot of videos for Riot recently, and they always ask the people there, like, who's your favorite esports? And they're always like, faker. And so when I saw that, I was like, damn, I could have won money.
Of course. Dang it.
PUBG Mobile didn't win esports game. Valorant won, which is wild to me. It's wild that people play Valorant.
It is weird. That was like the main thing that was on at GG Easy.
Every time.
All the time. It was always Valorant.
Yeah.
Weird.
Bizarre.
I feel like I've never met anyone that plays that game.
No.
I don't know anyone that plays or cares about Valorant.
No, but I guess Overwatch 2 died so hard that people must have fallen onto Valorant.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know. We failed on esports athlete, which I already said, but content creator, people make games, did not win. Iron Mouse did.
Sure. People make games is better.
Yeah.
I've actually watched them. They're good. I talked about them to my sister on Friday.
Last of Us won best adaptation.
We made that happen as well.
We chose that to happen.
They didn't?
No.
Yeah.
That's us.
It wasn't their work, it was us.
That's our second win. Multiplayer went to Baldur's Gate 3. Shock horror. We said Mario, but you know.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even think I thought of, like, I know that it is multiplayer.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
people play with their friends, but I would not think of that as a multiplayer game.
Totally.
I know it was probably in the list, but
That makes sense.
yeah.
It's not more fun with friends. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's right.
We nailed sports and racing, Forza Motorsport. That's 3.
Good.
And Sim Strategy went to Pikmin 4, also us.
Of course it did.
We nailed it.
Of course it did.
Best family, we gave that one to Party Animals. Really, it was always going to be Mario Bros. Wonder.
Correct.
So we kind of got that one, but
That's
not really. Best fighting, again, we knew it was going to be Street Fighter 6. We gave it to Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. RPG, we knew it was going to be Baldur's Gate, but we gave it to Sea of Stars.
We did.
Action Adventure, of course, went to Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
The one win.
We did it. Action game went to Armored Core 6, which you surmised, so we didn't win because I said Ghost Runner 2, but we knew.
We knew.
Best VR, I'm surprised it actually did go to Resi Village. Which we also thought.
We kind of assumed, but it should have gone to Call of the Mountain.
It should have gone to Call of the Mountain.
That game is phenomenal. I'm very excited to go back and play more of that again.
Yes. Yeah, I'm excited to play it at all.
Yes.
Mobile game went to Honkai Star Rail, not Hello Kitty Island Adventures. Best debut indie went to Cocoon.
Yes.
Fuck you. And best independent game went to Sea of Stars. No Dredge. No Dredge wins.
No Dredge, unfortunately. This is the one. It's basically the only reason why I jumped on and checked the awards, just to see whether Dredge won.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed, but I'm still not disappointed. Cocoon was my number 2 game of the year.
Yeah.
Sea of Stars probably would have been in my top 5, knocking out something else.
Yeah.
If I got around to actually playing more than 2 hours of it.
Yep.
So fair enough.
Community support, we wanted Cyberpunk 2017 and went to Baldur's Gate 3. I don't know. The community's pretty fresh. I don't know if you know that yet.
Yeah, that's... I was kind of thinking that too. Like, I know... I don't know. I haven't heard much about their community or their, like... outreach to the community sort of thing. Like, chatting to the community, finding out...
I know they're giving them
people
stuff.
Don't like. Yeah, I don't...
They've been
like,
patching stuff.
They added a new ending just recently.
Yep.
But I feel like all of the the awards should have been finalized before I feel that
that was obvious.
ending should have gone out and stuff.
Yeah.
But
That's weird. But at least Cyberpunk 2077 got something in best ongoing, which is not I would have put it in community support rather than ongoing, but sure.
Yeah.
We voted for Fortnite in that case. And I'm surprised 2077 won over anything, really.
Yeah.
But I'm glad it got something.
It got an award in its time.
Yes.
It's probably the only one it'll ever get. Mm-hmm. They probably thought they were going to win everything last year or 2 years ago, whatever it was, but
didn't get it.
No.
Hey, at least it got an award and nominated for Starfield. Where are you, bud? Where are you? Where are you?
It'll be best ongoing next year.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
It becomes, for some reason, just the best game ever.
They fixed it. Bethesda never fixed their games.
Nah.
Games for Impact went to Cheer, which I think is just because it's the only one anyone knew on that list. Innovation in accessibility, we went with Spidey. It actually went to Forza Motorsport, which is interesting. Best performance, we knew it was going to go to Astarion, the sexy boy in Baldur's Gate 3. It did. Not Idris Elba, weirdly enough.
Surprisingly, the actor didn't get best performance.
Screw you, buddy.
Internationally famous actor.
Who didn't even show up. It was a photo of him. Which was just like, don't give it to him. Don't do it.
Come on, man.
Weirdly enough, audio design went to Hi-Fi Rush, and we kind of were like, does it really deserve it? But I guess it did. We voted for Alan Wake 2 in that scenario. So
we just assumed all the squelchy, crunchy, thick noises that Alan Wake would have come up with.
Yep.
Didn't do it.
Yep. Didn't happen. One that did happen, and I'm proud of this. Score and music did go to Final Fantasy because it's just full of all their bullshit. And I was like, it's going to go to that.
Absolutely. Yeah. For sure.
So I know what it is, thankfully. But best, as I've written here, best art direction. We voted for Hi-Fi Rush. It actually went to art direction. I just didn't write the actual one.
Congratulations, the concept of art direction. Well done.
No one did it like you this year. It went to Alan Wake 2.
Very good.
It was a sweep going into the final ones because Alan Wake also got best narrative. It also picked up best game direction over our pick of Baldur's Gate 3. But in the end, Game of the Year did go to Baldur's Gate 3, as
we
expected.
knew it would. We knew it would. But it won way less awards than we expected them to overall.
Yeah, it was a nicer split than I was expecting, I think.
So strange. So strange. But yeah, we basically got none of those last ones from Final Fantasy onwards.
Yep.
But that's fine.
We got 6 out of 30, which is not a pass.
6 out of 30.
But we were being cheeky with some of them. We were trying to make them win. So, you know, really in the end, we got way more than that. But
yeah.
In a test, that wouldn't fly.
That's so funny. That's 20%.
Nice.
20%. Great job, everybody.
Pat on the back all around.
So good.
Let us know in the Discord how you guys did in the catch-up channel.
Can I do the one cue that
please.
I sizzled at the start? Dolphin Pants We're Out of Coke says, Is Pepsi okay? For me, only recently in the last couple of months, no.
Oh.
No, it's not.
Interesting.
I was always so fine with it. I honestly did not think I could taste the difference.
Yeah.
And for some reason, in the last few months, when I drink Pepsi, I honestly get an aftertaste of garbage water. I don't know why.
Hell?
I had it once. Like I the first time I drank a Pepsi and felt this, I was like, oh, I think I got like a off Pepsi or something. And Max tried it. She does not drink Coke, so she can't tell the difference between Coke, Coke Zero, Coke Vanilla,
maybe that's
Pepsi, all that sort of stuff.
Maybe that's the life I've led that has taken me to work, because I'm the same. I've only started having Coke in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah, so I she had it and she was like, tastes fine to me.
Yeah.
And I can't have Pepsi Max either.
Wow.
I tried a Pepsi Max at a friend's place and I get the same weird garbage water aftertaste, and I don't know why, because I was so fine with Pepsi. The Coke was my go-to purely just because Coke is Coke. They're the winners of the Coke Pepsi competition every time. But if someone was like, sorry, we're out of Coke, as Dolphin's name suggests, it was always like, sure, I don't care.
But now you can't.
Now I can't have it.
Have you
so
cleaned your filtration system in your larynx? Where you
Look, I might have to.
Yeah.
I might have to. I don't know what's happened. I'm kind of disappointed.
Yeah.
But it just means I go to like Fanta or lemon squash or something, like a Solo or whatever.
They're better drinks anyway.
They are. But like, yeah, it's just weird. I just can't have Pepsi anymore without having this weird
garbage water
aftertaste. It's really strange.
Wow. I call kombucha garbage water. I don't actually quite like it. I like Coke. If it is kind of garbage water.
It's a good bit.
That's wild. Wow. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Really weird. Yeah. I lost 2 drinks that I was okay with having.
That sucks.
There it is.
Thanks
for the question, Dolphin.
I don't really care. Thanks, Dolphin. I hope you get Pepsi or you get Coke or whatever you run out of. You ran out of Coke.
Yeah.
I hope he gets Coke.
Pick some up.
Yeah. I'll talk to my dealer and I'll help you up. I'll hook you up. I'll get you some Coke, buddy.
Nice. Get you some Coke.
Yeah. Merry Christmas. Yeah. Here comes the Cokeman.
Nice. The Cokeman.
Yeah. That's not a beard. That's just hardened Coke.
Yeah, nice. Getting
on his cold sleigh.
That's it. That should be the video game, Cokeman. Instead of Pepsi Man.
It's Cokeman.
Yeah.
Hello, it's me, Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey.
McConaughey. Let's get to the rec seg. Rec. It's so easy to slip on cock.
It is.
It just falls out sometimes.
Yep. If I go to say to Max, she's like, "Oh, what would you like to drink for dinner?" If I go into an accent, I'd probably be like, "I'll have a cock." It's like, no, I can't. I always have to stop myself.
Yeah.
Just a Coke.
Yeah.
Just a Coke, thanks.
I've already had my cock today.
Yeah, I've already had a cock.
Damn it. Fresh out of cock.
Nice.
Welcome to the Rec Seg. This is where we recommend things. I don't recommend saying cock this much in a podcast.
Yeah, probably not.
Tone down the cock. What have you been doing?
Tone up the...
Yeah?
What do you call it? What's the whole thing on Netflix that people are into? I keep thinking cold cases, but it's not that. It's true crime. Watch a bunch of true crime because that's what I've done.
Oh dear.
So bad. Terrible segue.
Yeah, you nailed it.
I watched Bad Surgeon, Love Under the Knife. It was crazy. It's about a guy who thinks that he's figured out a new revolutionary throat surgery to remove a person's larynx and
fix up the Pepsi problem.
Yeah, there it is.
Wow.
And replace it with a plastic one covered in stem cells.
Okay. That sounds scientific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, he's covered in stem cells. So
that's right. Every single one of them died a horrible, tragic death.
Sick.
Some of them were reportedly coughing up flesh.
Oh, wow. Their own or someone else's? Oh, yeah. Okay.
I would assume their own.
Yeah.
It's wild. And, he was in love with this, this lady was in love with him. He was maybe in love with her, who's to say. And he was like, we're going to have Elton John play at our wedding. The Pope's going to marry us. It's next month. It's all booked.
Yeah.
This is happening.
Yep.
So she was like, cool, okay.
Sounds good.
I assume maybe so. Because he also said that he was the president's private doctor.
What is this man?
And also the Russian president's private doctor.
Wow.
And then the Pope's private doctor, which is why he's getting the Pope to go.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's a crazy documentary. Go check it out. It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
And I started watching another Exposed, which part of my top series of the year.
Yes.
Was Exposed, the Ghost Train fire. But there is another one, still based in Sydney. The same journalist that is working out of the Ultimo ABC building. But this one was called the should have written this down. Kelly Lane story, maybe? So it's I've only watched the first episode out of 3. It's basically about a woman who kept getting pregnant to different people, and she adopted them out, and there is no record of one of them being adopted out or being given to anybody.
Yep.
But there's no trace of that person, that little girl.
Wow.
So they all just said that she murdered her and she's gone to jail.
Jesus.
And this person that, this lady that's now in jail contacted this journalist and said, I trust you. I think you can get me out of this. I think you can find out the truth of where the child is because I'm not lying.
Yeah.
Even though, because she, basically the reason was every time she had a baby, she either like said she was somebody else. She just tried to hide the fact that she had a baby every time. So she was just a serial liar throughout everything. So there's just every trace of her, of all the adoptions. All the information was falsified. So the fact that she was like, I didn't kill my baby, I gave it to this person.
Yeah, what evidence is there?
There's no evidence of it at all. Like, it's just
crazy.
Who can they trust? She's a serial liar, and this journalist is like, I have to try and prove the innocence of someone who has lied their way to this situation.
Who's a fool.
And I've been watching a bunch of Seinfeld, I guess, too.
Interesting.
It's Max still wants to go to bed and fall asleep to shows. We go to bed early because she often has to get up early for work. But she still wants to have a show on. So because I'm not, I don't care. I will watch TV. We just put on Seinfeld, so I just get to watch Seinfeld every night. It's great.
How fun.
Yeah. Been watching anything?
I have been watching a few bits and pieces. 2 things very quickly that I just forgot that I had watched prior to the last pod, where I'm like, I've done nothing. I actually have. One of them was on Amazon Prime. Very highly recommend it. It's the Hot Potato, the story of the Wiggles. It's
I heard about this. Yeah,
it's very good. It's very sweet. There's definitely there's some weird moments, like we are desperately trying to make this emotional. Like, obviously, all of them have gone through personal tragedies. I made a new word there.
Travesties and tragedies.
Yeah, that's what just happened.
All at once.
That are very public and stuff. And so those things are in there. But then there's a part where they're like clearly trying to drum up the fact that like they were a little unsure of what they were doing, and like, should they continue? And then they're just like, and then 9/11 happened. And it's like, where are you fucking going? What do you mean? And it's like,
I don't think that affected them as much as they seem to try and make out it
totally
did.
Like, there's a very lovely moment in there that there is like a connection, but it's still just like, man, you don't need to do that.
What the heck?
It was,
that's so good.
It's one of the few documentaries where we existed in the eras they're going back to, and it's really cool to be like, oh, my like home movies look like this, and like these environments, like they're on Darling Harbour in the 90s, and it's like, fucking I've been there.
That's cool.
So nice. There's some cool things there, and Amazon Prime, it's 90 minutes. It's a good one. And it's the full history, so it goes up to all the new Wiggles they've got now as well.
Wow, in 90 minutes.
Yeah, I was shocked. I was like, oh, that's going to be
20 years or more, 25, however long, probably close to 30 years.
Totally. It's
the Wiggles.
It's like they go pretty in depth on all of it as well. It's really well done.
Founded in 1991, so 32 years
in 90 minutes.
Yeah, that's wild.
It's a really well done doco.
Cool.
I also watched The Outlaws, which is a Pierce Brosnan and some other people film. It's on Netflix. It's super 90s, like so just
great.
Nothing. It's a Billy Madison production.
Oh, it's not good?
No.
Yeah,
I mean, it's fun, but it's so just a throwback to those kind of comedy films. It ends with Blink-182. Like, that's how hard into just early 90s noughties kind of vibes.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm all the way in.
Genuinely, I think you will like. I loved it. You will love it. Like,
Yeah, great. What was it called again?
The Outlaws
Sure. On
Netflix.
Netflix?
Yeah,
Great.
so definitely recommend that. And then the other two, the most recent ones, is of course Doctor Who. I think Sam and I will talk about all the specials in a pod very soon.
Very good.
It stuck the landing. It took a roundabout way to get there.
Sure.
It's like Russell T Davies, before the final episode came out, he was like, I'm going to do something and most of you will hate it. And look, most people hate it.
Interesting.
So, I still don't know if I'm safe with this man going into a new era. He didn't make me feel like he knew what he was doing in these three specials, but he's at least taking bigger swings and a lot more fun swings than the last era of the show. So I'm like,
sure.
I'll see. I'll give you some time. So they were fun.
So that's the 3 specials done now, yeah?
Yes. So
are they all an hour?
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
50 minutes to an hour, but mostly an hour. And then we just have a week off, and then we're back for Christmas with a Shooties Christmas special.
Amazing.
It was very cool, and a whole season, I think, in March. So it just keeps going, which is very exciting.
Cool.
And then the last thing I've been watching is Monarch: Legacy of Monsters, which is the series set inside of the Skull Island, Godzilla 2013, and the one with the Stranger Things girl in it. As with any show that is kind of the cool budget thing as a big monster, a lot of it's about the humans. It's like, whenever they can, they're like, romance. It's like, okay, I know you can't afford them all the time. It's okay.
Yeah, sure.
But they're pretty good actors. They're young actors. I'm watching it because Kurt Russell and Wyatt Russell are in it, and it's very cool.
Amazing.
I think in
cool.
2 or 3 they do a shot. It's like Kurt Russell driving, and then it's zooming in on his face, and it just fades to his son, and it's like, whoa,
sick.
They just look identical.
Very good.
Yeah, and the visuals are pretty cool too. It's also crazy to have a television series that is set inside some films that I don't really care about. Like, every now and then there are moments from the 2013 film with characters in those moments, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember. But it's like if I'd only ever seen Ant-Man, and then I watched Endgame, and then every now and then Paul Rudd's there. I'm like, oh yeah, that's the guy. Hey, that's the one from that Ant-Man movie I saw. Like, everything else, funny. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. But I'm like, hey, yeah,
that's so good. Yeah, that's such an interesting comparison. I love that.
Yeah, nice. And I'm loving it. So it's cool. And that's all I've been watching. You've been playing anything?
A bit. So I finished Bomb Rush Cyberpunk.
Oh, nice.
It was fun.
It's good. It's very good.
Yeah.
It sticks to the point.
It does. It does the same thing 5 times.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm glad I took my time with it a little more.
Yeah.
And didn't just smash it out all at once or something.
Yeah.
I think I would have got very tired of it very quick if I did that.
Yeah.
But having played it over about 3 weeks or so, I think it did hold out. I'm tempted to go and try and platinum it. Don't know if I will.
Yep.
I might check out the list.
Yep.
And see how time consuming it could be. But it seems potentially easy enough to do.
I think so.
Like just a collectathon kind of thing for the most part. So I'll see what comes up. I finished Mario Wonder as well. Cool. Yep. That was good fun. I on and off going back and trying to get more Wonder Seeds and things like that. Just to kind of 100% it. Don't know if I will 100% it. A friend contacted me and was like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to like play all of it. Like finish, get to the last level and finish it. And I'm like, oh, there's a last level, you say. So I think it probably does have that kind of like extra replayability and getting to, like Mario Odyssey had and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And very much keen to play a lot more Mario games because I was surprised with the fact that the Retroid Pocket arrived early, and Max decided to give me my Christmas present for my birthday. And so I will get my birthday presents for Christmas.
Nice.
Because she's just seen how much
You prep time.
research and prep and stuff I put into this.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
So she's like, just have it. So yeah, it's very, very pretty.
You can watch the catch up on it.
There's you, yeah. Look at that, amazing. Yeah, so it's very cool. I got the one that basically looked like a Super Nintendo controller.
Yep.
So they do have this in like green with clear plastic. Cool. And I think they've got like gray buttons as well, instead of the colored buttons for the face buttons.
Yeah. That's
stuff
cool.
like that. It does have analog triggers there.
Yep.
Which is very nice. So it does work with like car racing games. It runs Android. So when you press that, it's very
like
much just
phone.
an Android opening. The main thing that you're meant to do is open the Retroid software.
It's a Switch.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, this is all it's all split into
cool.
platforms.
Yep.
And then you have your list. And then you've got, a bunch of lists.
Yep.
And then you just, press A.
Press A.
Which is just straight into it.
Sick.
And there's also, I found out there is something called retro achievements, which you can sign up for free. I think I might have mentioned it last week.
I think maybe. Yeah.
But pretty much every game that I have on this now has a list of achievements to get.
Good. So you'll never finish you'll just play one game.
Yep.
Oh dear.
Some of them I've jumped into, like I think I opened Pokemon and it's like 0 out of 100 and something or other achievements. I'm like, oh boy.
Retroactively making Nintendo games better.
Yes. 100%. Pretty much. So it's very cool. I'm stoked about it. I'm still like setting it up. There's a lot of setup because it's it's an emulation machine with multiple emulators that need to be used to emulate all the different platforms. So you need to set every emulator up. There's a whole bunch of settings to make them work better. There's settings to make Game Boy games look like original Game Boy games. So you can literally have it so that it looks like it's like pixel. So you can make it look, like nice like this.
Yeah.
Like a Game Boy would just look nice and fresh. Yeah. But then you can also make it like basically crunched. Have like grid lines.
Cool.
And stuff like that. So you can add pre-made shaders into these games and make it have that original feel and stuff like that, which
sick.
Is very, very cool. And the cool thing about it as well is it's USB-C to charge, but also micro HDMI
cool.
to HDMI. So you can just plug it into a TV.
Nice.
Connect up like wireless Xbox controllers or whatever to it and use it as a console.
That's wild.
So you can just, play whatever you want on your TV.
That's awesome.
Sick. Yeah.
Holy crap.
So very cool. And it was like $150 Australian.
Jeez.
Like one of the best for its price.
Yep.
Including shipping. Shipping was like 10, 15 American.
That's
maybe.
Cool.
So still pretty cheap. Yeah. So I am
That's
stoked.
Very cool.
It's taken me a lot. So if anyone does go out and get it, or is thinking about it, hit me up. I would love to chat to you about it. I've done so much freaking research into it. There are more powerful ones, but you will be paying for it.
Yeah. Speaking of shipping, I was making a very little purchase the other day, and I was like, sick. This is going to just be so cheap. They are chocolate bars, but they are from Poor Things, the Emma Stone film that is coming up. Official chocolate bars.
Incredible.
From that film. And I chucked them all in my basket. I was getting 2 of each because I'm like 12 US. I'm like, that's pretty fine for a merchy thing. And I think it came to like $70. I'm like, awesome. And then I press the next one, and then it's like, you're $174. I'm like, excuse me. And the shipping was $100. I'm like, well, I guess I don't need them then.
No.
I'm all right, actually.
Insane.
So that's yeah, I don't understand. Maybe it's because it's coming in like a refrigerated aeroplane or something. But I'm like, I feel like you can buy candy from anywhere, and that doesn't happen.
No, not 100. That's like, wild.
Oh, bye-bye.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. Well, save your pennies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get a gaming console.
Do you want to
for the same price?
Do you want to ship anything, or do you want to buy a console and have shipping?
Yeah, exactly.
Insane.
Absolutely insane.
Very nice. I don't need to talk about much. I talked about it on Pocket, but I have played a bit of the Lake DLC for Season's Greetings, the prequel. It's very fun. It's very sweet. You're playing a dad. Occasionally, it's like you can either be mean or do a dad joke, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna fucking do a dad joke then.
Absolutely.
What do you want from me?
Is it still a delivery?
Yeah, because the original game, Meredith, the character you're playing as, was coming home for the spring or whatever, and her dad was away and had just retired, and so she took over his job for the season until he came back. And so in this, it's Christmas before that happens, and so he's at home and he's just doing his job. So you're just playing as him. She can't make it home for the Christmas, so he's doing it. And yeah, it's very sweet, but there's not the fun interpersonal connections and choices in this one. It's a 3-hour single idea story. You can't change kind of the direction, which is a bit disappointing because that was the thing that I think hooked me, was having like the telltale stakes, but in a very natural and unproblematic situation. You were just making choices in a real life, and it was really nice.
Yeah.
So it's disappointing, but it's also only $15, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. So that's very sweet. And I have played maybe 10 minutes of it just to make sure it's decent, a bit of Lego Fortnite. And we might play a little bit on stream. So
awesome.
We'll see. I hope it's fun.
Who's to say?
Yeah. Only time. And time also has a few other things in store for us, Josh.
Does.
In the Tovi Guide.
Live on your television in 30 seconds.
I forgot about this.
Yeah, it's a quick one. As I said, tomorrow, maybe when this podcast drops, fucking knows, God of War Ragnarok Valhalla drops the roguelite wave mode, as we talked about earlier.
Wow, that was soon. Yeah. I was not expecting it to be like...
Here it is.
It's dropping next week from the Game Awards time. That's crazy.
So it's already out, probably already out when you're listening to this podcast, so enjoy it. It's free if you've played the original game.
Great.
Or the sequel. And then on Thursday, Wonka hits the cinemas. Check it out.
I'm kind of keen for this.
Yeah, I've come around on it. I've definitely...
Yeah. I think I'm keen just to... I feel like it'll be a switch the brain off kind of movie, and it might just be a bit of fun. Yeah.
My favorite thing is Dad's been weirdly keen for it, and then he was walking to his bedroom and I was walking past it to go to the living room, and he was like, Wonka's coming out soon. I'm walking behind him. Wonka's coming out soon. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, oh, we got to go see it. I'm like, yeah, we should see it at IMAX. And he walks into his room and then turns around, stands in the doorway and goes, is it a musical? I'm like, yeah, probably. He's like, and shuts the door. I'm like, yeah, fair enough, Dad.
Alan.
There hasn't been a single Willy Wonka thing that isn't a musical. I don't think there's been a Roald Dahl thing that isn't musical. So
interesting.
I think it is, but I also am not sure, which is fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I like living in the
Mac or Joshy.
Yeah. They know.
Or could we?
I think they should be able to tell us. I don't know. We could ask them now when this podcast is out.
We can.
But maybe not currently. Also on Thursday, The Crown, the final episodes of The Crown drop on Netflix.
Finishing up.
Yeah, it's all over. They've already killed Diana.
Yeah, right. I was about to say they're probably pretty close to catching up to reality.
Life. Yeah. Snap back to the reality.
And no one wants to be reminded of what the crap is happening right now.
The current world.
Yeah. My mum is fascinated by it. She hates them all. Mm-hmm. She loves the Queen. Hates everything that's happening now.
They're the same. It's all awful. It's always been awful.
Yeah. But she's just like, the Queen just seemed sweet. And this is all just not. And so she's listening to podcasts now.
Wow.
She's just finding all these like royal family podcasts about all the drama and all the crap that's going on, and she hates all of them. She's like, they're all terrible, and the Queen was a lovely old lady.
The Queen obeyed the rules. These new ones out there trying to just live a life and move on.
How dare they? How dare they?
They don't obey the crown. I'm excited to see it. There isn't any more Matt Smith. They're using some deleted scenes to get around that, but there are episodes with the previous cast to kind of round it out and get a few stories from the past as well as the kind of present cast, which is really exciting. And then Friday the 15th, Chicken Run, Dawn of the Nugget drops on Netflix.
Yes. Incredible.
They found that clay.
The one we were waiting for.
So, yeah, that's everything. It's pretty light at the end of the year. There's not much happening. We're winding down. We have got a bunch of podcasts coming up for things of the year. I also found a bunch of rushes, and I'm going to do my best to make it come out before New Year. I want you to just be, like, gorging on ETTO for the next, like, 2 and a bit weeks. And then if you're
Absolutely.
you can put some of it in the freezer and have it after Christmas as well.
You can, yeah.
That's the good thing.
If it's too much.
Yeah. Treat us like a ham. You can feast on us for the next year. Oh, Christmas ham. It's crazy.
So keen for Christmas ham.
Yeah.
So incredibly keen. And I won't be getting it until we get to... Oh, maybe I will.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, won't be getting it until we get to Sydney because Max's family is mostly vegan.
Yes. Yeah, right.
Her auntie's catering and she's not.
Sausage rolls.
She's an Italian lady.
Oh, right, cool.
Going to be having an Italian Christmas.
Hell yeah. They love a ham.
Yes.
Famously. Italian ham coming at you. Thanks for listening to another week of this madness. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Enjoy your Christmas hams, your Italian hams.
Yeah, watch out. They'll get you.
They'll get you.
Until the next time, I've been Will.
I've been Josh.